So, hi Scorpio, my name is Chris and this is your reading for November. And I'm doing the Celtic Cross for you. November energies. Center of your Celtic Cross, the Hierophant. Beautiful spiritual lesson learned. You are appearing kind of as the master of your consciousness, right? Your spirit, your mind. Let's just see the crossing energy. Yeah, triumphant over fear, guilt, shame, all these restricting low frequencies energies, right? Eight of Swords is the crossing energy, but you're emerging as the Hierophant, right? So whenever you feel rushed, whenever you feel down, whenever your energy is low, right? You just have to recognize that. You have to become mindful enough to realize when your frequency is down there, right? Because whenever you feel like this, you're kind of blocked. And the Hierophant is capable of realizing that whenever that happens, right? Whenever you're down in guilt, fear, shame, right? And doing something about it. Grounding, that's the foundation here with the Eight of Cups. This is a head spinning energy, right? Thinking too much, worrying too much, being totally in your mind, in your head, in your intellectual thinking mind. Fueled by emotions, guilt, fear, shame, right? So what do? The Hierophant is releasing these feelings, right? And just let it go. There's the World card, closure, shows up again. I don't think I have, and I think more or less in all my readings, the World card shows up. Because it's the end of 2025, it's the beginning of 2026, the energies are already coming in. What we have to release is this energy of guilt, fear, shame. This is what the narcissist, the antagonist, right, is trying to do to us. Overthinking energy, emotional attachment, guilt, fear, shame, you know? That's how he steals, that's how she steals our energy. But if we love ourselves, if we respect ourselves just the way as we are, right? We always tap into our power and let whatever is not serving us just go, right? New consciousness, Ace of Swords shows up again and again. And beautiful, there's the Page of Pentacles, you got everything you need. This is the toxic version, right? Guilt, fear, shame, replaced by love, self-respect, right? And then there's the toxic aspect in overthinking, worrying too much, replaced by a steady and calm, focused and clear consciousness, right? So cultivate that. Cultivate peace of mind. You can do that through meditation. You can do that through fitness, sports, going for walks, swimming, whatever it is that you're doing. Cultivate a clear mind. It is very, very important because the narcissist doesn't want you to have that. The Nine of Cups, very beautiful energy. I love the Nine of Cups. And there's the Three of Pentacles, working together with good people. You're going to attract the good people. Page of Swords, and underneath the Six of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. You're going to attract the right people if you are just capable of resting in the here and now. Feeling like you're good enough, right? Feeling you are enough, knowing that you are enough, not rushing. Any sense of urgency is the antagonist trying to trick you. So the Hierophant really learned a spiritual lesson in the old circle, where the narcissist was calling the shots, right? But this time is ending, this time is totally over. And do not be triggered by whatever attempt of the narcissist to bring you back into this overthinking, unsteady, rushing mindset, right? That's where the narcissist, the antagonist, wants you to be, right? But you release that. Coming back to the moment, taking a good breath, right? Concentrating on your talents. You don't need to prove anything to anybody. No crown, no throne, just your talents and divine humble pride. And you're going to use these talents. And if you're truly resting within yourself, right? Hierophant energy, if you're standing above that worrying mindset, right? And this is how it appears in your Celtic cross. That's the crossing energy. You might still experience that from time to time, but you must deliberately slow your mind down. The best you can do is meditation. Really, just to sit there and be silent.
One eternity later.
And even if you do that for 30 seconds in a tarot card reading, it kind of, what feelings are coming up when you experience a break, when you experience a moment of nothing, no input, right? Just sitting there and watch these feelings that come up and work with them, observe them and release them. Like watching a cloud, basically. Oh, there's one thought. Oh, there's one thought. And you just release them, release them, release them. And that's a practice of self-love. Come back to the moment. This is where your power lies. And that's where the narcissist, the antagonist, doesn't want you to be in the here and now, doesn't want you to be in your power. But you are going to be in your power. Hierophant energy. And if you are resting within yourself, right? Inner peace, whatever you do, here and now. No rush. No BS. No explanations. No justifications. Just you here right now. If you do that, Hierophant energy, you get everything you need. Everything you need. You're capable. Page of Pentacles, outside world. You get everything you need if you do what you can with what you've got here and now. You can't fail, right? This is the consciousness you have to cultivate. This is the consciousness you have to protect, not by fighting for it. The narcissistic energy is always trying to lure you into a fight. The narcissist wants drama. He's thriving on drama, right? When you love yourself, you got the Ace of Cups here, you got the Ace of Swords here. Two wonderful, strong energies, right? Self-compassion and a clear, focused consciousness, a clear, focused mind, right? And if you show up like that, you're in this wonderful Nine of Cups energy, right? And then you're attracting people who are at the same frequency and you can work with them. That's the Three of Pentacles. Let's do a few clarifiers. The Hierophant is clarified by the Ten of Cups. Beautiful. Ten of Cups and the Hierophant. Wow. Enjoy your home, enjoy your peace, protect your peace, really dwell on your peace, carve out space, right? Where you just be, just sit in the sun, just sit at home, just have a nice cup of tea, things like that, really. And if you're overthinking, if you're worried, if you're feeling pain, you know, resentment, pain, maybe even hatred, anger, something like that, right? You feel what you feel. The Hierophant is not negating his feelings nor his thoughts, right? He's sitting with them like you sit with a little child, right? Sit with them like you sit with a little child, right? You're not saying, oh, stupid child, go away. It's ridiculous what you feel and what you say. No, not if you're a good parent, not if you're a good, I don't know, aunt or uncle or whatever. You sit with it and you just accept it as it is. And just by giving it space, right, it subsides. Don't fuel it, don't fight it, don't give it energy in the sense that you're trying to negate it. Give it space. And just by sitting with it, it subsides. Three of Cups, clarifying the Eight of Swords is clarified by the Three of Cups. Happiness is a choice, right? You can make that choice in every moment, and you can also leaving behind what no longer serves you, leaving behind feelings of resentment and anger and even hatred, you know? We are human beings, right? Making peace with it. Making peace with it doesn't mean that you say whatever happened was right. Making peace with it just says that you love yourself enough, be wise enough, and love yourself enough, wisdom and compassion, self-compassion, to rescue yourself from being resentful, right? The World card clarified by the Six of Cups, so many Cups energy, the Two of Cups, the Three of Cups, the Ten of Cups, there's the Nine of Cups, here's the Six of Cups, remembering joy. The old horrible circle is over. Yes, yes, yes. The self-love card, right? Philautia, Ace of Cups energy is clarified by the Seven of Swords. The sneaky bastard of the tarot deck, that is the narcissist of the tarot deck, by the way. Maybe you had to go through that to realize your own self-worth, right? Maybe you had to go to that limit, to that moment when you realized, okay, this is as far as it goes, right? This is enough. I'm not going to take this anymore, right? Maybe you had to go through that border, through that overstepping of your own boundary by the narcissist, right? To experience self-love, to come to that moment where you say, no, F you. I'm not going to do this anymore. And then there's the Death card, and the Death card already holds a new beginning. And you got the World card and the Death card, so definitively closure of an old chapter. And it is the November reading, right? Queen of Cups and the Ace of Swords. Two of Pentacles and the Page of Pentacles. You got everything you need to restore balance and stability into your life. Pentacles energy is Earth energy, the way you work, the way you approach the world. And the Nine of Cups is clarified by the Four of Pentacles. Yeah, preserving what you got and working with that joyfully. And in this row, you got a lot of Cups energy. And in this row, you got a lot of Pentacles energy as well. So stability, good foundation. This combination of the Pentacles energy with the Cups energy means that you experience joy through how you work or how you manifest or using what you already got, right? There's a continuous energy here with the Four of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, restoring stability. You got the Three of Pentacles here, the Two of Pentacles, the Page of Pentacles, right? So bottom of the deck, the Six of Swords, gliding over to something else. And bottom of the big deck, so to speak, is the Page of Pentacles, the Page of Swords, sorry. And the Page of Swords is the downside could be hypervigilance, right? But the Page of Swords, the good aspect of it is to just be really prepared, right? Really sure of yourself, sure of your own boundaries, and willing and able to communicate these boundaries in a non-confrontational way, right? You don't need to be rude about it when you say no. But you can say no. And you should do that. Be a friend to yourself, absolutely. Be a friend to yourself, sit with your emotions, sit with your feelings, sit with your overthinking mind, like you sit with a child. That's what the Hierophant is doing. And come back to happiness, to joy in the moment, right here, right now. You know? The mind is no other than the Buddha, and Buddha is no other than the sentient being. When mind assures the form of sentient being, assumes the form of sentient being, it has suffered no decrease. When it has become a Buddha, it has added nothing to itself. The mind is no other than the Buddha, and the Buddha is no other than the sentient being. When mind assumes the form of a sentient being, it has suffered no decrease. When it has become a Buddha, it has added nothing to itself. Wang Po. The death card, the world card, 2 aces, the Hierophant in the center, clarified by the 10 of Pentacles. You have learned something big. Big, big, big. And now in November, I would say you're working with that, right? You're not just realizing that you learned something, you gained some mastership over your overthinking mind, over your feelings, but now you're applying it. Now you're making something out of it. The joy in your life is directly depending on the quality of your thoughts and your actions. Swords energy, Cups energy, Pentacles energy. Making it happen, practical, making something out of it. And the more you practice resting within yourself in the here and now, the more inner peace you're cultivating in whatever it is that you're doing, really making it a practice, right? And in making it a practice, in maintaining that frequency of inner peace, of stability, of gratefulness, of divine humble pride, right? And, you know, doing that, not just your thoughts, not just your frequency, but working with it, right? Whatever it is that you're doing, maintain that. It's not just meditating 20 minutes or 10 minutes a day, right? That's good for start. But eventually you come to that point where you kind of make everything you do a meditation, right? And then you're really working with it. So in other words, if you can keep your cool, if you can not take the bait of the narcissist, not jumping into drama or not explaining yourself for nonsense stuff, right? Whenever you say no, for example, you don't need to explain that. You just say no. Thank you, maybe, if you're really kind, right? So, cat spirit, claim your independence. So, there we are. When cat spirit meows, she is calling you to claim your independence and follow and allow for some space between you and others in your life. The only way you can grow in all your relationships now is to have a healthy sense of self-respect and self-worth. When you walk with dignity, knowing who you are, self-aware and willing to grow, trusting the value you bring, the world will mirror all this back to you in a kind way. When you say no to codependency and enmeshment, live and let live and practice taking risks as you wander into new territory for you, Cat Spirit rejoices. She is here to urge you to let your independent spirit roam free. Beautiful. That's exactly what this reading is about. One more Blue Angel Oracle deck and then we are done. Archangel Michael, you're protected. Eternal love and protection. I'm always with you, and in this moment I embrace you with my protective blue light. I loved you before the dawn of time. I will continue to love you forevermore. My love is eternal. It never changes, for we are timeless souls. Together we have journeyed through the ages. We have been the light of the sun and the grass of the fields. Millions of earth years have passed, and yet here we are. The same light still glows in your hearts, and the same grass carpets the fields with green. You have lived countless lives, and I'm always with you, for I'm the sky above you and the endless love inside your heart. And to really rest in that, you got the self-love card here. That's the Ace of Cups here, right? That's pretty much Archangel Michael energy, divine protection, but you must love yourself. You must truly love yourself. That is the antidote to narcissistic abuse. Respecting yourself, loving yourself, and showing up into the world with that consciousness of self-respect and self-love. Clear and steady wins the race, right? No rush. Whoever tries to rush you is not your friend, okay? Remember that. Whoever tries to rush you is not your friend. Steady game, joy in what you're doing, divine humble pride. You're going to attract good people, and that's all I got. Now, Bodhaya, my friend, share, like, subscribe, leave a comment if it resonated with you. Let me know what you think about it, and hopefully see you next time. Namo Buddhaya. Ciao.